pin this video on moi. Why do I feel like it's been a really long time? I don't know. Okay, let's start the playlist in 3, 2, 1, hit it. Okay, right. All right. Let's get started laying. Actually, since we're doing some root chakra stuff, let's start in a seated position. If you have a block or a bolster, I'm just going to grab my blocks real fast. If you have a block or a pillow or a bolster that you would like to sit on, you're welcome to. You also do not have to if you want to feel your root anchored down. Sometimes I like to kind of pull the flesh away so I can feel even more grounded, if you'd like to do so. Palms can face up if you want to receive a little extra energy. Palms can face down if you want to receive a little bit more grounding energy. And let's start by closing our eyes, taking a big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And just start to connect to your ujjayi breath. Your inhale and exhale through your nose. And as you inhale and exhale through your nose and start to deepen your connection with your ujjayi breath, find a gentle scan down your body. Notice if you're holding or tightening anywhere that you don't need, maybe in your jaw or in between your eyebrows, maybe in your eyelids, your shoulders, your chest. Sometimes I find that I'm gripping a little bit more than I need to in my hip flexors. And see if you can send a lot of your energy that you might find tenseness somewhere. See if you can release that and let it rush down into your seat, into your tailbone, to really help ground. So your root chakra, the very base of your spine, the first chakra, is right around the very bottom of your pelvis. It helps with stability, both in your mind and your body, so just in life. It helps connect you to the ground and into the earth. So throughout class, if you notice your mind wanders, as soon as you notice your mind wanders, release your thought and pull it back, pull your energy back to your body, and more specifically to your root chakra, the base of your pelvis. And each chakra has a specific color, and your root chakra is red. So with your eyes closed, using your ujjayi breath, see if you can bring the color red into the darkness you see with your eyes closed. And if you can't see the color red in the darkness, just visualize something red. Maybe an apple, maybe a favorite clothing item, the color of the trees as they change. And just take a moment to visualize the color red. let go of this visualization, keeping your eyes closed, still connected to your Ujjayi breath. So with each chakra, sometimes they can be too open or sometimes they can be too closed. So root chakra is all about balancing and grounding, stability. Take a moment for yourself to envision your root chakra, sense your energy, and feel, is my root chakra maybe too open or is it too closed? Most likely if you're feeling unstable, ungrounded, a little flighty energy, it's too closed. It's not open enough to sense the stability and the root. If you're feeling stuck in place, stuck in life, stuck in a pattern, it might be too open. And sometimes there can be a very thin line between being too open and too closed. And you might find that throughout class, it might open or close a little too much. Take one more inhale. And exhale. Start to tuck your chin to your chest and roll forward. Walk your hands forward in space. Folding over your legs. Keep your hips and your tailbone anchored down. So careful not to pull too far forward. And oftentimes I talk about and I focus on a long spine, but for now, just let everything be soft. If you round your spine, that's okay. You can be a little bit more passive in this stretch. And if you want to walk your hands gently over to the right or to the left, you can. Maybe taking a couple of shakes of your head, no or yes. Noticing how your low back feels, noticing how your hips feel as you fold over. And then when you're ready, slowly walk your hands in and articulate through your spine as you roll up. You can keep your eyes closed or gently blink your eyes open. Cross your opposite ankle in front. It might feel a little strange. And then when you're ready, you'll tuck your chin to your chest. And again, walk your hands forward, fold over your legs. Notice how the other leg feels. Notice how that changes. The subtle stretch and opening in your spine. And same thing, if you want to walk your hands over to the left or to the right, you can. Notice how this feels a little different. Oh, no wonder it's done. One more inhale. And then exhale, you're going to shift forward into your tabletop position. Spread your fingers nice and wide, root your hands down, pull your belly button in. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down, look up. Slide your shoulders down your back. Pull your heart forward. And see if you can find a little bit more extension in your spine the more you pull your wrists back. Now, usually with cat-cow, we move our spine as one big piece. Today, I want you to articulate from your tailbone all the way up to your upper spine. So take a couple breaths here. Start with your tailbone, scoop your tailbone under, and articulate through one vertebrae at a time. Your head is the very last to move. Let your head relax. Press your hands into your mat and puff your shoulders up towards the ceiling. Stay here in your cat pose for one more inhale. And then exhale, start to tip your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Let your head relax and move up your spine, one vertebrae at a time, nice and smooth and controlled. Your head is the very last to move. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, articulate through your spine. One vertebrae at a time. Use every single little flexion of your spine to help release a little bit more tension. One more inhale. And exhale, tip your tailbone up, articulate one vertebrae at a time. Hopefully this feels almost like a little massage for your spine. Your head is the very last to move. Good, inhale. Now you're going to move from the very top of your head, tuck your chin to your chest, and start to push your spine up towards the ceiling from the very top all the way down. Your tailbone is the last. Sometimes going from head to tail can feel a little strange. Try not to pass any judgment, just notice. One more inhale here. And then exhale, look forward. You move from your head first, pull your chest through your arms, and then slowly your tailbone pulls up. Good, one more inhale this way. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, move through, press your hands into your mat. Your tailbone is the very last to move. And you might find that there's a certain part of your spine, usually it's our thoracic spine, that's a little bit more challenging. Inhale. Exhale, lead with your head. Pull your head forward. Pull your chest forward. Keep your tailbone tucked under until the very, very end. Good. Inhale. And then exhale, child's pose. Bring your toes to touch. Anchor your hips down towards your heels. Walk your arms forward. Feel a nice length through your spine. So a little less passive child's pose and a little bit more active child's pose. Really reach your fingers as far forward as you can so your elbows and your forearms lift off of your mat. One more inhale. And then exhale, tabletop position. Tuck your toes and step your feet back into your plank position. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your tailbone back, let your head relax. Zip your ribs together. Careful not to arch your spine here. Zip your ribs and push your hands into your mat. Your shoulders will lift up towards your ears. Anchor your heels as best you can. If you need to soften your knees a little bit, you totally can. If you want to tread through your feet one at a time, you're also welcome to do so. Hold here in your downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, bend both knees, look forward. Exhale, slowly walk your feet all the way forward to the top of your mat into your forward fold. Let your head relax, release your shoulders and your upper body. You can let your arms dangle like empty coat sleeves. You can also hold onto the outsides of your elbows or bend your knees. You can interlace your fingers to open up your chest. You can also interlace your fingers at the nape of your neck and let your arms pull your head closer to the ground to help open up your upper spine. And release your arms. Inhale, bend your knees, look at your belly button. Exhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Let your tailbone let your head be the last to stack on top. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms high. Exhale, Samastitihi, bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes or keep your gaze soft. Feel the warmth in between your palms and feel your feet grounded into your mat. Spread your toes nice and wide. Notice how all four corners of your feet can push down evenly, almost like suction cups. And take a moment to set an intention for your practice. since we are focusing on our root chakra, I offer you the intention of grounded and stability. So as soon as you start to notice your mind wander, pull your mind back, as I mentioned before, to your root chakra and also to the sense of stability. We'll seal our intention with a breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Slowly blink your eyes open. Inhale, mountain pose, ground down. Grab your left wrist and exhale, side bend. So pull your hips over to your left as you relax your shoulders down and stretch your wrists over to your right. Good. Inhale, mountain pose, both arms forward. And then exhale, grab your right wrist, right wrist, stretch over. Mirroring is hard. Relax your shoulders down your back. Draw your tailbone down behind you. Careful not to stick your butt out. Imagine you're in between a narrow hallway. Oh, cuteness alert. Can you see that you can't see? The two babies are all cuddled up here. Good. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms high. This time, flex your palms and pull your arms up towards the ceiling. If you want to gently look up, you can. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears and push your feet farther into your mat so you find a lot of length in your spine. Push your palms up towards the ceiling. Push your heels down. One more inhale. And then exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, relax your arms, and slowly roll all the way down. Let your head relax. Inhale, mountain pose, halfway lift. Press your hands to your shins or your thighs. Press your shoulders down your back. Stay here and take a couple breaths. Ground your feet down and notice how the more you push your feet down, the more you can stick your tailbone out, and you'll feel your hamstrings engage a little bit. Press your hands against your shins to help find a little bit more length in your spine. One more inhale. And exhale, plank pose. Step your feet back one and then the other. Press your fingertips down into your mat. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, chaturanga, slowly lower down and then lower all the way onto your stomach. Untuck your toes. Inhale, Sphinx pose. Slide your forearms forward so your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Pinch your shoulders together and reach your chest forward. Now scoop your tailbone under. It's very easy to let your tailbone hang out here. Find a little bit more length as you push your tailbone back towards your heels. Open up your chest and pull your heart forward. One more inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up and back. Release tension in your neck. If you want to bend your knees one at a time, you can. Squeeze your arms towards one another. Inhale, soften both knees, look forward. Exhale, slowly walk your feet all the way forward to the top of your mat. We'll do that once more all together. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms high. Exhale, side bend. Grab your left wrist and stretch over to your right. Drop your tailbone behind. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, grab your right wrist, side bend over to your left, relax your shoulders. Inhale, mountain pose. This time flex your palms, press your heels down into your mat. Stay here for 2 full breaths. With each inhale, find a little bit more length in your spine. With each exhale, push your heels and the palms of your hands up and away from one another. One more inhale. And then exhale, relax, tuck your chin to your chest. Roll down, articulate through your spine as you roll down. Inhale, halfway lift, pull your chest forward. Exhale, plank pose, round your hands down and step your feet back. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, slowly lower, pass through chaturanga all the way down, untuck your toes. Inhale, Sphinx pose, stay here for 2 breaths. Focus on scooping your tailbone under. Pull your tailbone down towards your heels as you pull your chest forward. So you feel a lot of length in your low back. One more inhale. And then exhale. exhale, tuck your toes, hands underneath your shoulders, press down and then up. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, rock, step, or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Pour your weight a little bit more into your toes rather than your heels, so you can really let your head relax. Pause here for one more full breath. Inhale, bend your knees, shift your weight a little bit more towards your right foot. Exhale, slowly roll up and pull your left knee in towards your chest as you roll up. Ooh. Inhale, single leg mountain, push your right heel down, pull your left knee in and find length in your spine as you ground your right foot down. Just as you found in traditional mountain pose, spread your right foot nice and wide and solidify your right foot down into your mat. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. See if you can lift your knee just a little bit higher and squeeze your left heel towards your butt just a little bit more. One more inhale. And then exhale, low lunge. See if you can get your hands and foot to touch down at the same time. Pause here in your low lunge if you want to rock forward and back. Make some circles in your knees, or if you want to ground your left knee down and release the top of your foot, if that feels more comfortable. Whatever feels best for you in this moment. Release any extra tension you don't need. And then inhale, plant your hands down, find stillness. Exhale, plank pose, step your feet back. Inhale, pull your shoulders forward. Exhale, chaturanga, hug your elbows in. If you want to lower your knees down, you can. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your knees and thighs off of your mat. Pinch your shoulders together. See if you can tuck your tailbone under here. It's not going to happen all that much, but it's still going to have a little bit more length in your lumbar spine. One more inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Press all of your fingertips down. Squeeze your arms in towards one another. Inhale, shift your weight to your left foot. Exhale, low lunge. Pull your right knee towards your chest and step your right foot forward. Inhale, crescent moon. Drop your left knee down and reach your arms high. Pause here and breathe. Scoop your pelvis under and pull your hips forward. Relax your shoulders down your back, but still find the length in your spine. Careful that we're not lifting our shoulders up as we pull our ribs. You want to relax your shoulders down, but still keep the length in your spine. One more inhale. And exhale, low lunge. Untuck your toes and lift your left knee. Inhale, crescent lunge. Reach your arms high. Scoop your pelvis under as you push your left heel back behind you so you feel the front of your hips nice and open. Anchor and glue your right foot firmly to your mat. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Spin your left foot down. Reach your arms forward and back. Squeeze your glutes forward, or squeeze your glutes and press your pelvis forward to separate your thighs. Pay attention to your feet. Press all four corners of your feet down into your mat. Notice that the more you push into your feet, the less you have to grip in your quads and in your hip flexors. The more you can ground down in your feet, the less work your legs have to do, and then you can focus on stretching and opening up the space around your hip joints. Good. Inhale, reverse triangle. Push down into your front leg and reach your right arm up and over. Relax your right shoulder. Drop your tailbone down. Lift up the front of your pelvis by pulling your lower abdominals in. One more inhale. And then exhale, triangle pose. Straighten through both legs and tuck your arms to 12 and 6. So if you have a yoga block and you'd like to use your yoga block on the inside of your leg, there are 3 different heights of your yoga blocks, whatever feels best for you. You can also just press the back of your hand against your thigh or your shin to open up, or you can place your hand. So the pose is less about leaning forward and more about stacking your hips. So really press your right hip forward and turn your right shoulders, or excuse me, your right ribs underneath your left. Push your chest forward and pull your tailbone back behind you. Inhale, reverse warrior, bend your front knee and reach your right arm back behind you. Relax your shoulder down. I personally like to imagine I'm pulling my knee and my fingertips away from one another, but if you also want to reach your arm just straight towards the ceiling, you can do that as well. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to your mat into your low lunge. Your choice, you can step back into your plank and move through your flow, or straight back to downward facing dog. Whatever feels most supportive for you. Inhale, shift your weight to your right foot. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot through. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Step forward to the top of your mat, let your head relax. Inhale, halfway lift to reset your spine. Find length in your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, shift your weight towards your left foot. Exhale, pull your right knee in towards your chest and slowly roll up. Squeeze your knee towards your chest and then inhale, single leg mountain. Pull your arms up towards the ceiling. Pull your knee as close as you can towards your chest and pull your heel towards your butt. Drop your tailbone down behind you as you reach your arms up closer towards the ceiling. Ground down in your left foot. One more inhale. And then falling over, exhale, low lunge. Slowly step your foot back. Hands and foot touch down at the same time if possible. And then take a couple breaths here if you want to make some circles or rock forward and back. Ground your right knee down. Whatever feels most supportive for you, and it might need a different movement. Your legs might need a little bit of a different movement path on the second side, and that's okay. Good. Inhale, find stability by placing your hands down. Exhale, plank pose. Step your left foot back. Inhale, pull your shoulders forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Hug your elbows in. Keep your core tight. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press your hands and your feet down into your mat. Lift your knees and thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight towards your right foot. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot through between your hands. Inhale, crescent moon. Drop your right knee down and reach your arms up. Scoop your pelvis forward or underneath and drop your tailbone down behind you. Lift in your lower abdominal spine, a lift in your ribs, but an anchored groundedness in your shoulders. Use your Ujjayi breath. One more inhale. And then exhale, low lunge, plant your hands down, untuck your right knee. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms high, pause and breathe. Scoop your pelvis under as you push your right heel back behind you to find a lot of length in your your right hip flexor. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Spin your right foot down and reach your arms to forward and back. Same thing as before, squeeze your glutes to press your pelvis forward. Find a deep external rotation in your thighs and ground your feet down like suction cups. Find softness in your shoulders. Inhale, reverse triangle. Ground down to reach up and over. Relax your tailbone down behind you. Lift up and over an imaginary beach ball on your right side. Careful not to dump pressure into your right lumbar spine. Relax your shoulders. Inhale. And then exhale, triangle pose. Pull your hips to the back and tuck your arms to 12 and 6. Again, if you have a block, you're welcome to use a block. You can place your left hand onto your left shin, or you can turn your palm to face forward. I personally like this option so I can push the back of my hand against my shin, and it helps open my ribs a little bit more. But figure out what option or variation works for you. Squeeze your glutes and press your pelvis forward. Keep pressing into the right pinky toe to open all the way through the side body. Inhale, reverse warrior, rebend your front knee, and then again your option to reach back behind you or straight towards the ceiling. Careful your left knee doesn't fall in. Engage your inner thigh to open up your left knee. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge, cartwheel your hands down. And then again, your choice, you can step back into your plank, move through your flow, or straight to downward facing dog. Listen to what feels best for you, what helps ground you down. Less of your ego, more of your body and what feels right for you in this moment. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, just kidding, shift your weight to your left foot and then step forward with your right foot. Old habits die hard. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, step through. Let your head relax. So we'll go through that same flow just a little bit faster. Inhale, shift your weight towards your right foot. Exhale, slowly roll up. Pull your left knee in towards your chest. Inhale, single leg mountain. Push your right foot down. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, ground your hands down. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Use your strong ujjayi breath. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight towards your left. Exhale, low lunge. Pull your knee towards your chest and step through. Inhale, crescent moon. Ground your left knee down. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Push down to reach up and over. And then exhale, triangle pose. Remember, you're in between a narrow hallway. Don't let your hips stick out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Pull your knee forward as you reach your arm back behind you. Exhale, low lunge. Cartwheel your hands down. Your choice, move through your flow or step straight back into your downward facing dog. And as always, when you move through your chaturanga, you can always lower onto your knees for a little bit more stability if you need so. Inhale, shift your weight to your right foot. Exhale, low lunge, pull your knee towards your chest and step through. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, shift your weight towards your left foot. Exhale, roll up, pull your right knee in towards your chest. Inhale, single leg mountain, pull your right knee in towards your chest. Exhale, low lunge, slowly step your right foot back. Goodness. Inhale, ground your hands down. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight to your right foot. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot through. Inhale, crescent moon, scoop your tailbone under, reach your arms high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, reach your arms high, keep your pelvis tucked under, press through your back heel as best you can. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle, lift up and over. Exhale, triangle pose, bump your hips to the back, pull your collarbones forward. Inhale, reverse warrior, rebend your front knee. Exhale, low lunge, cartwheel your hands down. And again, your choice, your flow. Do what feels best for you and your body. Feel a nice open, broad collarbones. Good. We're going to do the same flow, but add a couple of things. So just listen a little carefully. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. This time I do want you to exhale, walk, step, or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Let your head relax. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, shift your weight towards your right foot. Exhale, slowly roll up. Pull your right knee in towards your chest. Squeeze your heel towards your hips. Inhale, single leg mountain. Exhale, tree pose. I'm going to turn to the side. So you can place your foot below your knee or above your knee. Just try not to have your foot on your knee. Choose above or below. And if balance is challenging today, you can also use your toes as a kickstand. You have a couple of different options for your hands. One can be at prayer pose, your hands at heart center. One can be reaching your arms high. I call this like growing your branches. You can also have your arms out towards the side if balance is feeling a little off today. You can also opt for a slight side bend. This one is, I don't like to say the word like advanced, but it will throw you off your balance a little bit more. You would reach your left arm down and your right arm up and over. Like I always think of yin yang here when I'm like pulling my arms away from one another. Make sure your tailbone doesn't stick out behind you, so you do need to engage your glutes a little bit more. Again, options to have hands in any direction that feels best for you. Now, wherever you are, ground down into your right foot, your standing right foot even more. Notice how the more you can push down, the more energy it helps lift up all the way through the crown of your head. Imagine a beam of light at your heel, and you need to make a clear path for the light to shine all the way out through the crown of your head. Good. Hold for one more inhale. And then exhale, low lunge. Step your your left foot all the way back into your low lunge. Inhale, ground your hands down. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, pull your shoulders forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight towards your left foot. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot through. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, hold it here. Exhale, warrior one. You're gonna spin your left foot down, keep your arms where they are. So I personally have to widen my feet a little bit in warrior one, or else I get a little bit of pain on the inside of my left knee. So know that you have the option to widen your stance if you need to. Warrior one can be very tricky because it's halfway through warrior two where we're twisted, and it's halfway through a crescent lunge. So you want your legs to be in a warrior two position, your left leg is turned out, and then your hips and your knee are pointing forward, arms are up, just like a crescent lunge. Be careful that you're not dumping in your low back. Keep the integrity to drop your tailbone behind you. Do your best to twist your ribs and your hips pointing forward. Push even more into your left pinky toe. Careful that you don't internally rotate in your foot. One more inhale. And then exhale, interlace your fingers behind you. Puff up your chest, get proud. And then exhale, get humble. Bow over your legs for humble warrior. Reach your arms overhead and push your hips back behind you. So I'll do this facing forward if anyone needs a visual. Sometimes we think it's about pushing our hips behind us and leaning forward. You still want to keep the integrity of the warrior one hips and legs, and you hang forward. Careful that you're not putting too much pressure on your front leg. You do want to have a little bit of core engagement to not sink so much into your right leg. See if you can let your head relax even more. Ground your feet down. Inhale, warrior one, sweep your arms high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle, nice stretch for that front leg. Exhale, triangle pose, open up in your chest. Inhale, reverse warrior, bend your front knee, pull your arm back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, your choice to flow, or step straight back to downward facing dog. Nice, yogis. Beautiful. Inhale, bend both knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Let your head relax. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, shift your weight towards your left foot. Exhale, pull your knee in towards your chest and slowly start to roll up. Inhale, single leg mountain. And then exhale, tree pose. Again, your choice. Toes can be at a kickstand. You can lift your foot up to your calf or lift all the way up to your inner thigh. Careful that your toes or your heel, no part of your foot is touching your knee. Option for your hands to be at heart center, arms extended, arms out, or you can do the side stretch as you did before, reaching now here, falling over your right arm down and your left arm up and over. Wherever you choose your arms to be, really push all four corners of your standing left leg down into the ground. Again, imagine that single beam of light from your heel all the way up to the crown of your head. You don't want any kinks. You can also imagine like a water hose or like a garden hose. If there's any kinks, the water can't get out. So try and have a nice long spine so that light of energy or the water can just flow all the way up. Falling over. One more inhale. And then exhale, slowly step all the way back into your low lunge. Inhale, ground your hands down. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, pull your shoulders forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to your right foot. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot through. Inhale, crescent moon, reach high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior one. Legs, hips, shoulders all stay where they are. Just externally rotate your right leg to push your right pinky toe down into your mat. Again, if you need to widen your stance a little bit, you totally can. Sometimes I even like to have my right toes, my back toes kind of hanging off a little bit. Really lift up out of your abdominals. If you're sinking down into your legs, you might find a little pressure on your knee. So drop your feet into your mat and then ground down to help lift up. Remember, arms are straight towards the ceiling, just like in crescent lunge. You're doing a lot of external rotation in your right leg to push your right pinky toe down. Have a slight tuck of your pelvis, careful that you're not dumping pressure forward. One more inhale. And then exhale, interlace your fingers, puff up your chest, get proud. One more inhale. And then exhale, humble warrior, bow forward. Let your head relax. Keep your hips square to the front. Careful that you don't twist to the center of your legs. You want your legs and your hips to stay where they are. You're just bowing forward, slightly on the inside of your left leg, but not so much that you're twisting center. And then, same as I said before, have a little lift of your abdominals so that you're not dumping pressure on your low back. Let your head fully relax. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly transition into your warrior two. Losing my stability a little bit. Inhale, reverse triangle, push down into your front leg, lift up and back. Exhale, triangle pose, bump your hips to the back, stretch your chest forward. Inhale, reverse warrior, rebend your front knee. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Your choice, last time for your flow. Downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward into your plank pose. Exhale, child's pose. Drop your knees down and reach your hips back. So now this can be a little bit more of a passive child's pose. You can let your elbows relax. If you want to keep it active to keep the stretch in your spine, you're more than welcome to. If you want to bring your arms down by your side for a more traditional child's pose, you can as well. And just take a moment to tune into your root chakra. Tune into your intention. Notice if you're feeling like maybe it's opened, maybe it's closed, maybe we need to kind of shift the energy to somewhere else or opening it so that we can let more in. Just take a moment to tune in to your root chakra, feeling your hips anchor down towards your heels. One more inhale. And then exhale, slowly walk your hands in, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Shift your hips towards one side and swing your legs in front. So I'll turn a little sideways for a little bit. So bring your left foot on the inside of your right leg, just like in tree pose. So bring your left foot on the inside, very high up onto your right leg. And then, just kidding, I'm gonna face forward. And then twist your ribs towards your left leg. So yes, you're twisting towards the left. Inhale, stretch your arms high. And then exhale, side bend. Place your right hand on your right leg, and then your left arm reaches up and over. Sometimes we like to reach so far over to the side that our tailbone or our left sits bones lift off of your mat. So make sure you press your left hip bone down as you reach your left arm up and over. From here, you have a couple of options. Option one is you can bend your right arm and let your head rest in your hand so you can release a little pressure from your neck. You can also drape your left arm up and over to totally relax your left arm on your head. And if that doesn't feel comfortable, you can also place the palm, your left palm, like on the top of your head, yeah, so like kind of mirroring like as if you're gonna do like some crunches. It's just an option to help release some muscles so you can really focus the stretch in your low back, focused on the left side. And as you try and relax your upper body, continue to send energy down into your left sits bone. Fun fact about me, one of my favorite bones, your ischial tuberosity, because it's so fun to say. Take some deep inhales and deep exhales. Maybe close your eyes. See if you can send a little bit more energy down into your hips to help pull your chest further forward. One more inhale. And then keep your head where it is. Lift your left arm up and over onto your left leg. And then slowly use your hand to help push your head back to center. It can be pretty intense for your side body. And now turn your ribs to the front and pull your right hip back so your hips are square. And then exhale, walk your hands forward to fold over your leg. If you want to hold onto your foot or your calf or your ankle, if you want to tuck your fingers underneath your calf to help pull forward, you can. Or you can also just simply fold over your legs. Now, typically I talk about the length of your spine and pushing your tailbone back behind you and pulling your chest forward and keeping the integrity of a long spine. But today, you can do that if you want, but you can also round forward and let your head relax. However, we don't want to round too much or pull too far forward that our hips come off of your mat. So now both sits bones or both ischial tuberosities push down into the ground. So don't relax too much. Release any tension in your jaw or your face. Hold for one more inhale. And then exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest, articulate through your spine, ground your tailbone down as you slowly stack. And then you'll switch sides. Extend your left leg forward. Bring your right leg in, up to your inner thigh, just like in tree pose. And then turn your ribs to face the right. Inhale, reach your arms high. And then exhale, side bend, reach your left hand down, and then your right arm reaches up and over. Really think of ballooning and lifting your right side up and over. And then from there, if you want to bend your elbow and place your head in your hand, if you want to drape your arm over or place your hand on either side of your head to help relax your shoulder a bit, you can. See if you can twist a little bit more in your ribs so you can focus on stacking your bones to help release your muscles. instead of gripping and holding our muscles to try and keep our bones in place. And keep sending energy down into your right sit bone. Release any extra tension that you do not need, maybe in between your eyebrows, maybe in your feet or your hands. You can relax your feet and your hands. You don't have to stylize your feet in any way. Let the stretch be passive. Let gravity do most of the work here. And sometimes when we stretch passively, especially at the end of our practice, it's easy to let our minds wander. So reminding you, once you feel your mind wander, as soon as you notice, let go of your thoughts and pull your mind back to your breath, back to your body. Maybe remind yourself of your intention. And then inhale, lift your top arm down. And then exhale, slowly push your hand into your head to bring yourself back. Turn your ribs towards your left leg and slide your left hip back in line with one another. And then slowly walk your hands forward. If you want to find extension through your spine and stick your tailbone back behind you, if that feels comfortable, you can. Or you can have a softness in your spine and round forward over your leg. Two more breaths here. One more inhale. And then exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest and roll up. Anchor your tailbone down and slowly roll up. Extend both legs out. If you want to give a little shake to massage your hamstrings on your mat, you can. And then when you're ready, shift your hips forward. Inhale your arms forward as well. And then exhale, slowly roll down, contract and articulate through your spine as you roll all the way onto your back. And hug your knees in towards your chest. Gentle rock from side to side. Massage your spine against your mat. If you want to shake your head no, you can. Maybe if you want to circle in your hips one way and then the other, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then bring the soles of your feet onto your mat, your arms down by your side. Inhale. Exhale, bridge pose. And start by your tailbone. Scoop your pelvis under and peel your spine off of your mat, one vertebrae at a time, to lift your hips high. Really focus on the tuck of your pelvis to extend your tailbone back behind you to find length in your lumbar spine. Sometimes we focus on the length of our hips and then we bring a little curvature in our low back. Today I want you to focus really on less of the length or the lift of your hips and more of the length of your low back. Squeeze your inner thighs slightly towards one another. One more inhale. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone under even more. Start to push your spine down to your mat, one vertebrae at a time, like you're trying to make a stamp of your spine on the ground, and your tailbone is the very last to touch. Good. So just like in the beginning when we were articulating through our spine, through cat and cow, similar thing here. We're going to go through bridge pose one more time. Inhale. Exhale, scoop your tailbone under and peel your spine off of your mat, one vertebrae at a time, to lift your hips. And now see if you can release your glute muscles just a little bit and let your core do the work to help tuck your pelvis under even more. So it's less of a squeeze of your glutes and it's more of an articulation, a true articulation through your tailbone and your lower abdominals. So focus more on your bones instead of the muscles to do the work. Good. And see if you can tuck your pelvis under even more. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly roll down, articulate through your spine. Your tailbone is the very last to touch. And then windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And then pull your knees in towards your chest. And I'm going to let you take about 60 to 90 seconds of whatever twist that you want today, whatever feels comfortable for you. And if you don't want to twist, you can come straight into Shavasana. You can have your legs stacked and come into a double supine twist. If you want to have one leg straight, you can. We've done the pretzel stretch where we twist to the one side and then grab a hold of your bottom leg to twist. You can do that. Whatever twisting feels most appropriate for you. I'll tell you when to switch sides. And then when you're ready, switch to the other side. Notice how the other side feels slightly different. And then when you're ready, slowly unwind. And then for your Shavasana today, if it feels comfortable, bring the soles of your feet together to touch and let your knees fall wide into Supta Baddha Konasana. If you have pillows or yoga blocks, you can slide your blocks or pillows underneath your legs to help release your hips a little bit more. And if that feels uncomfortable for your body, any way you want, if you want to extend your legs straight, if you want to come into legs at the wall, you can. But if it feels comfortable, soles of your feet together. And then place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. Take a moment to listen and feel your breath. Feel your body rise and fall as you breathe. No need to force your breath. Just let it be natural. You can keep your hands where they are, or if you would like to slide your hands off of your body, you can allow your palms to face up if you want to receive a little extra energy, or you can turn your palms down if you want to receive some grounding energy. Just take a moment to scan your body from head to toe. Notice how your body feels. Notice if there's any extra tension somewhere that you do not need. And then send your attention to your root chakra, the very base of your pelvis. See if you can pour energy from the top of your head and your toes up and down your body to meet at your root chakra. Pulling your energy from your toes and the top of your head down into your root chakra. This will allow your root chakra to open a little bit more or close a little bit more, depending on what you need. If you're feeling unstable, uneasy, hard to make decisions, feeling disconnected with the earth, this might mean that your chakra is too open and you can't ground down. If you're feeling very stuck in a particular routine or habitual thoughts, feeling very stuck in life, this might mean that your root chakra is too closed. Take another 30 seconds or so on your own. I'll tell you when it's time to come out. Inhale through your nose. Exhale with a sigh. Let go of the focus of your root chakra and let the energy drain throughout your body. And you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe circle your hands and your feet. Take your time. When you're ready, you can reach your arms overhead, pulling your fingers and toes away from one another. When you're ready, you can roll towards one side. Allow your arm to be your pillow. Pause here for a moment. Keep your spine soft as you ground your hands down to help push you up into a seated position. Bring your palms to touch and your thumbs rest on your breastbone. Remember how it felt in the beginning of your practice in this seated position and notice how you feel now. Be thankful that you made it to your mat to make these subtle changes in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. Bring your thumb to your third eye, right in front of your eyebrows, and bow forward. Thank yourself. Thank the teacher in front of you and the teacher within you. Until next time, namaste. Yay! Oh, crazy hair. Thank you, yogis.